Sri K.D. Ramarao, Working President BRS, former Minister, Government of Telangana, respected Sri Shankar Ranaraya, President of Kumaraguru Institutions, Director of Kumaraguru Institutions, distinguished guests, members of the jury, faculty, mentors, students, and all the volunteers, all the organizers. Very good afternoon. It gives me immense pleasure and joy to welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of 10th FMAE Student National Competitions 2025. This day marks not only the beginning of yet another exciting edition of this competition, but also a decade of collaboration between FMAE and Kumaraguru institutions, built on shared values of innovation, experiential learning, and excellence. At the outset, I extend a heartfelt welcome to our beloved chief guest, Sri K.D. Ramarao, a leader whose vision and work have consistently inspired the youth of the Telangana and the nation. Your efforts in positioning Hyderabad as a global hub for emerging mobility and green technology and innovation have deeply resonated with the organizations like ours that aim to nurture engineering talent through practical and industry-connected learning. Your visionary initiatives such as T-Hub, T-Works, one of the India's largest hardware prototyping center, TASC, TSIC, have laid the foundation for an ecosystem where ideas turn into enterprises, skills transform into opportunities. These initiatives have not only empowered thousands of young innovators and startups, but also inspired institutions and organizations across the country to reimagine how innovation can be nurtured at scale. We are truly honored to have you, sir, with us today and deeply inspired by the transformative impact of your leadership on India's innovative landscape. A heartfelt welcome to Sri Shankar Ranaraya, a visionary leader and a pillar of support to this initiative. Sir, your encouragement, trust and commitment to learning by doing have been instrumental in building this decade-long journey of the impact and innovation. I also extend my warm greetings to all our industry partners, Advic, KTM, Altair, Drivetech Intelligence, Ionia Innovations, Darton Motors, and many others, whose association has played a pivotal role in bringing real-world expertise to this platform. Your involvement bridges the gap between academia and industry, enable our students to understand the standards and expectations of a professional engineer. To our jury members, mentors, faculty, I express a sincere gratitude for your guidance and continuous support. And to the students, a true heartbeat of these competitions, welcome to the celebration of innovation, engineering, and teamwork. As we here mark our 10th edition, it's important to reflect the journey and the story of FMAE, which we call it as Fraternity of Mechanical and Automotive Engineers. What began as a small community of passionate engineers a decade ago has grown into a national movement in student motorsports and hands-on engineering education. Over the years, we have trained and engaged thousands of students across the India through design challenges, technical workshops, and training programs that focus on innovation, manufacturing, and mobility technologies. Today, our initiative have not only strengthened technically technically competent, but also inspire students to take pride in building, testing and racing their own creations, their own cars, their own bikes. Together, 10 years ago, our journey with Kumaraguru institutions began with a shared belief that education should extend beyond classrooms into real-world engineering. What started as a collaboration has now become a model for collaborations, model partnerships that have shaped thousands and hundreds of student projects and empowered thousands of young engineers. Together, we have created a platform that encourages creativity, innovation and collaboration. One that helps students apply theory into practice while also preparing them for the technological challenges to the future. On behalf of entire FMAE team, I express a heartfelt gratitude to Shankar Vanwade sir and Kumaraguru family for their trusted partnership and unwavering support over the past decade. This year's competition brings together some of the brightest young minds from across the nation, representing institutions from diverse regions and disciplines. Over the next few days, these students are going to showcase not only their technical knowledge but also their resilience, creativity and teamwork. Each vehicle that will take the stage and the track is a story. It's a story of imagination, story of perseverance, story of engineering excellence. The FMAE Nation Student Motorsport competitions have grown into a powerful platform that connects students with industry experts, mentors and innovators, enabling them to gain the kind of knowledge exposure that transforms learning into leadership. As we celebrate this milestone this year, the 10th edition, we look ahead with renewed commitment, and FMAE envisions creating a unified platform that brings together every dimension of mobility ecosystem, from motorsport engineering and vehicle testing to mobility incubation and large-scale scaling initiatives. Our goal is to build an ecosystem where students, startups and industries collaborate seamlessly. A platform that not only drives innovation in motorsports but also accelerate India's transition towards advanced mobility technologies. Through vision, we aim to make India a global hub for the practical engineering, sustainable mobility and motorsport innovation, empowering the next generation of engineers and entrepreneurs to lead the future of transportation. Once again, I extend my gratitude to our chief guest, Sri K.D. Kumaraguru, for giving an opportunity to the youth, not only just building policies and institutions, but also getting our first Formula E to the country and putting Hyderabad and India in the world of motorsports. And that was not a moment to celebrate, but also pride as a fellow Hyderabadi. And when we used to interact with a lot of students during that time, all used to say, "Oh, you are from Hyderabad, you must have visited Formula E." And that was a moment of pride when we had to witness Formula in the city of Hyderabad in India. And I extend my warm welcome and greetings once again to our chief guest, Sri K.D. Kumaraguru, and our esteemed President of Kumaraguru Institutions, Sri Shankar Vanwade, and our industry participants, and all the jury members and students, organizing members and volunteers. Thank you very much. Let this 10th edition be remembered not only as a celebration of what we have achieved, but as the beginning of new chapter of opportunities, innovation and impact for the students and Indian motorsport education ecosystem. Thank you very much and all the best to all the participants and teams. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. On behalf of FMAE, we have Aditya Rao, founder FMAE, and Anil Singh, Director of Operations, to present a memento to our guest of honor, Shri K.T. Ramarao garu. Sir, we again request Aditya Rao, founder FMAE, and Anil Singh, Director of Operations, to present a memento to our President, Shri Shankar Banaraya. Thank you, dignitaries. Every great institution stands tall on the vision of its leaders, those who ignite minds and inspire excellence through every endeavor. At Kumaraguru, that spirit of leadership is embodied in Sri Shankar Banaraya, President of Kumaraguru Institutions, and the Executive Director of ABT Industries Limited, part of the Shakti Group, a diversified enterprise built on the belief that business must serve both economy and to society. He is the next generation leader shaping education, innovation and culture. He has been instrumental in advancing Kumaraguru's mission of empowering youth through learning and service. He also chairs the CII National Task Force on Rural Development and Education. He has led as a chairman of CII Tamil Nadu. Founder of Forge, a leading deep tech incubator nurturing startups and innovation. Through the Vanavaraya Foundation, continues his commitment to pursuing India's cultural and agrarian heritage, where progress and purpose walk together. With profound privilege, I now welcome Shri Shankar Banavaraya to deliver the presidential address.
Firstly, I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this wonderful city of Coimbatore, but take pride in welcoming all of you to what we think is a wonderful campus. And today, in a country where we believe rain is a blessing, looks like so many of you from so many parts of the country have certainly brought a divine flavor to this campus and our city. So once again, a wonderful welcome, maybe a wet welcome, but we know that this is going to be the racing next few days. So a warm welcome to all of you. Now I know that I'm standing post-lunch in between what is a competition or a race, and here I am in a college where most of you come from colleges where you're used to speeches and where you're used to formalities of people listening. Now I hope you don't see me in that order where you have to sit and listen. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you a lecture. Don't worry that I'm not going to make it formal, but I just want to share with you that this is a very important day for us. This is the 10th year for this competition. But most importantly, you must understand that competitions like this, moments like this, are times when India, the India shining, the India strength, and the India energy can be seen full and well. And I will say why I say this. And today we are at this special day when we are in the 10th year, but also we have a special guest, a chief guest, who, according to me, is not just a leader in public life, not just a thought leader, not just a visionary, but also somebody who I see not just as a CEO, but somebody who is at the cockpit, somebody who's racing ahead, somebody who's bringing the best of mind, intellect, global vision, but the energy of India together. On behalf of all of you, I want to welcome our chief guest today to Coimbatore, to Kumaraguru, but most importantly to the competition, because I think this is very important to have. If not the global expert on automobile or mechanical engineering or automobile engineering, somebody close to it from public life who understands all of it. If not for him to be chief guest, I'm sure he would have been at the pits with you trying to understand, like he was with his daughter just 2 weeks ago in Singapore, looking at the competition there with his daughter in the pits, looking at the racing, at the machines. So this is somebody who is part of you, but is just slightly here because of his other roles. It's very important for us to remember that this competition is something that was built by people like you. Aditya, who sits on the dais quietly and quintessentially as somebody behind the screen, is somebody who I've seen sitting there, sitting like one amongst you. This is a competition not organized by corporates, not organized, not even by government, but by a young Indian who was a student but now is empowering and creating an ecosystem for people like you. I want to, on behalf of all of you, for the band of young people with Aditya, I think you should be very proud and say that he is enabling and they are enabling an ecosystem, creating an ecosystem for all of you to get away from your classes and do the real thing. This is very, very important. Friends, I said I'm not going to give a lecture, but then we are in an auditorium with rows of people sitting. You must indulge me in a few more minutes because it's very important. If you all think you're just here to win a prize or compete with each other or against each other, I must tell you that this is a time that you must realize India is in a very definitive moment. 1 in every 5th living human is a young person who is your age, slightly older or much younger than you. We are filling the planet with us. This is an enormous point. Of course, India has strengths. We are in the moon, we have a strong economy and so many other things. But the reason why India is a shining example in the world is not because of anything that we have achieved, but it's because of you and what you will achieve. Every company in the planet, the automobiles that you admire, the softwares that you admire, the consumer products that you admire, the sports stars that you admire, and every platform that you admire is looking at India because they know you are the greatest market that they can be. Now, how much of this market is by us is something that we have to question. We should be very proud that in the top 100 CEOs in the world, we already have a good number. But how many of you are going to create that? This is a competition, maybe in a semester in your course, but I want you to think about this as an opportunity for you to think, if you can do this, there's nothing less you can do. I had the opportunity to listen to Shri KTR a few years ago when he was the minister, and more than the minister, he was somebody who was pitching for India, pitching for a state. And quietly, some of us who sometimes in business or in institution or in leadership, you think that you are very good or you're better than people in government. Many of us, this was the National Council of the Confederation of Indian Industry, many of us quietly looked at ourselves and said, we better buckle up. If public life and public leadership is at that quality in this country, certainly India shall grow. But there is only that much that leaders can do. It needs a country, it needs a population, and India has the young population, India has you. This auditorium full of people are people who are doers. You are not people who are passing semesters alone. You are people who are racing and winning and creating and making. I just want to tell you, while you go and race and do and build, just remind yourselves that you can build for India. It is not enough that we have Elon Musk in our posters or our phones, but but it's very important to say how we will lead his teams or maybe one day lead his company too. It is very important for us to think that how ISRO can do it for the world, but then many of you can do automobiles very different for India, because India's challenges are very different. I want to tell Aditya and team that you don't have a competition, but you have 10,000 people in the last 10 years who have been through this, which means it's an ecosystem creation. Ecosystems is what changes the planet for positivity. I want to once again say that I welcome you. It's a very, very proud moment for us every year in this campus. Every year it rains. Aditya has reminded me it rained last year too. But I think this is what is very important. It's just a blessing, but what is very important is you bring the energy. I want you to give it your best, compete, but I think like any competition, the learning is the real winning. Please go back and don't let this become an Instagram memory or a real memory. Let this become, if I can do this, what more I can do, what else I can do. You can almost do everything. We are in a campus where there are 9,000 kids, and I am sure, looking at all of you in your smart t-shirts, they're going to be very inspired to say which teams they will be part of. And I hope you make friends in Coimbatore, and I hope many of you take them back, call them for your competitions, because this country has incredible opportunities. If each of us can work with each other, I think it will be fantastic. There are so many states, so many people, so many variations, but the variations are coming together by youth energy. Once again, I want to appreciate, congratulate Aditya and team for the 10th year, and every partner who supports, because nothing happens without the partnership. But today, I think what is very special is to have our chief guest with us, because for him to take time away from his busy schedule in campaign time busyness to actually take half a day is to believe in young people, is to believe in youth leadership, is to believe in the possibilities of India and its young people tomorrow. Once again, on behalf of all of you, I thank him, but let me say, I can't say let the races begin, because you're not going to immediately do it, but let the competition spirit be alive. The next 2-3 days, do your best, enjoy your time, make the best of friends, go back with ideas. I'm sure India will be great with all your achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that truly inspiring address. Your reflections on India's defining moment and the promise of a vibrant campus and the connections that you're going to make in these days was truly momentous, and thank you once again.
Great leaders don't set out to be leaders. They set out to make a difference. It's my immense honor and privilege to welcome our chief guest for today's evening. We're deeply fortunate to have with us today a trailblazer whose vision and leadership have redefined progress in Telangana and inspired innovation across India. Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, fondly called as KTR, a 5-time elected MLA and the former Minister for Information Technology, Industries, Municipal Administration and Urban Development. With a sharp intellect and a global outlook, Shri KTR has spearheaded transformative initiatives such as T-Hub, TS iPass, T-Fiber and V-Hub, placing Telangana on the world map as a thriving hub for startups, digital infrastructure and inclusive development. His efforts have attracted billions in investments, empowered thousands of entrepreneurs and earned him accolades including the Scotch Challenger Award, the Audi Grids Inspirational Icon of the Year and recognition among India's most influential young leaders. Currently serving as the working president of Bharat Rashtra Samiti, Shri KTR continues to champion forward-thinking governance and transformative public service. With great respect and honor, we invite a visionary leader, a true architect of progress, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, to address the esteemed gathering.
Thank you. A very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much to Aditya, Anil, Ravi, Naman, the founders and the co-founders of FMAE. I think these guys deserve a big round of applause for the way they've been going about doing this for the last 10 years. Thank you for your hospitality to the president of Kumaraguru institutions, Sri Shankar Vanvaraya. Thank you, Shankar. You've been really a gracious host. Thank you very much. Thank you for the company. Thank you for the hospitality. Dr. Raghupati, thank you, sir. And to the students and the motorsports enthusiasts that are gathered here from about 13 different states across our great country. I welcome you all to this beautiful state of Tamil Nadu and to this beautiful city, Coimbatore. Thank you for your gracious hospitality as well. Since you're all motorsports enthusiasts, since you're all fans of racing, I just wanted to start off by talking about a champion. A motor sports enthusiast will certainly know him. Ayrton Senna, the Formula One champion from Brazil. As he had said, on a given day, a given circumstance, you think you have a limit. And you then go for this limit, and then you touch this limit. Something happens to you, and then you suddenly realize you can go a bit further. These words are from Ayrton Senna, who is a champion, like I said, of Formula One racing from Brazil. They capture not just the spirit of motorsport, but also the concept, the idea of human ambition, the spirit of human ambition. Motorsports is not merely about bikes, cars, tracks. It is about testing limits. It is about discovering new frontiers and proving to yourself that with focus and courage, you can always go further than you think possible in life also. Today, standing here amidst all of you young people really gives me a lot of hope, a lot of confidence, a lot of enthusiastic fervor within me as well. This is certainly an extraordinary gathering. As Shankar pointed out, this is the 10th edition, where more than in the last 10 years, more than 10 to 12,000 of you have congregated. And I feel a very vibrant and restless energy, because most of you are not used to sitting and listening to lectures. So therefore, the energy that Ayrton Senna spoke of, the passion to push boundaries, I see it in you, the students, the innovators, the engineers and dreamers, all of you are alike. For you, speed is not merely about moving fast. It is about moving forward. It is about transforming motion into progress. During my time as a minister for about 10 years in Telangana, I represented multiple departments including technology and industries, commerce, urban development, etc. One of the proudest achievements during my term as a minister in Telangana was creation of these innovation ecosystems and letting them work in synergy with each other. T-Hub, which is the world's largest technology incubator, nurtures startups and ideas. And T-Works, which is India's largest prototyping facility, allows engineers, allows hobbyists, allows enthusiasts like you to transform these ideas into tangible prototypes. T-Works and T-Hub stand shoulder to shoulder because vision demands that incubation and prototyping be just a heartbeat apart. Let me also share with you that we have the world's largest innovation campus in Hyderabad, Telangana. It just takes you enough, the same amount of time to sip a cup of tea for an idea to walk from T-Hub to T-Works. Let me also share with you that I'm personally a huge fan of motorsports and motor racing particularly. One of the biggest pushes during my tenure as a minister was to bring Formula E race to India. And I take a great deal of pride in saying that India's very first Formula E race happened in Hyderabad in 2023 on the streets of Hyderabad in February. More than 35,000 people showed up, not just as a spectacle, but as a statement that India is ready for electric mobility, global races, and to ensure cutting-edge technology is leveraged for the benefit of greater good. The response was overwhelming. Citizens embraced it, industries aligned, and enthusiasts cheered. We also made sure that we used that entire time as a mobility week during a race. We used that entire week, just like how you are conducting this race here, over a period of 6 days. We spread that event over 7 days, called it Mobility Week. We announced several investments that came in, from Hyundai Mobis to Mahindra Automobiles, which was also getting into electric vehicles in a big way, and also Amar Raja, which set up one of the largest gigafactories with about 9,500 crores of investment. So not only was it about racing, where you have innovation, where you have research, where you also have incubation and manufacturing, all happening in 3 different clusters as part of Telangana Mobility Valley. Nevertheless, I would like to share with you, even though I'm not in government today, I would like to share with you that the future looks very bright for all of you. The future is one where we certainly, of course, as India, we have problems. We have problems with civic amenities, we have problems with infrastructure, we have some problems in growing as a country with hesitations, but the promise of New India is that we must take bold and daring decisions, we must dream big. To all the young minds here, I would only appeal to you to consider one thing. Do not wait for opportunities, create them. Execute your ideas. Feel the adrenaline like you are on the racetrack. Every turn, every risk, every push matters because you only have one life to live. Better live it up and make sure that it counts. Let me also share one thing with you. You are a very restless generation. You're not the generation that sits and listens to lectures and listens to sermons. Let me tell you, as restless young bunch, you need to start questioning more and more often. What happens when a young engineer sees a racing car and asks himself or herself, I want to build one like this? I was told a very fascinating story on my way to the campus here by Vish, who accompanied me and who brought me here. He told me about the story of Mr. G.D. Naidu from Coimbatore, about 80 years ago, who had built a fascinating car by traveling all the way to Germany, brought back a car and rebuilt it all the way ground up from nuts to bolts and to a full-fledged car. If he could do it 80 years ago in Coimbatore, when infrastructure was not as great, when access was not as great, when there was no Instagram, when there was no social media, now I would ask you, I would urge you to consider, and I believe you can do this. My belief is simple. One among you will not just build the car like GD did, but you will also build the engines, you will build the batteries, and you will also build the software behind it. Why not imagine that the next Tesla should come from Coimbatore or Toothukudi, or the next BYD should come from Hyderabad or Vijayawada? Why not? You have to dream, you have to think big. And I would also ask you to consider one thing. It's easy to be a job seeker. It's very easy to graduate, go get a job, and live life in a quiet lane. Do you want to live your life in a quiet lane, or do you want to live your life in a fast lane? It's something that you will have to decide. You could be a job seeker, or you could be a job creator for the rest of you. Once you start dreaming big, you'll often be surprised by your own potential. It is a privilege, certainly for me, to stand among you, because you are the architects of New India. When I call you the New India, it is not just about the demographic dividend, as we already have an advantage with, but I'm quite bullish on the aspirations and the hunger that you guys show. While we were coming here, we were having a quiet conversation, myself, Shankar, and a few friends. They were telling me very quietly that people from metros like Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai versus kids from tier 2 towns, could be Coimbatore, could be Warangal, could be smaller towns in India. My friends when we were having a conversation, they were sharing with me that students and kids from tier 2 towns and tier 3 towns have more fire in their belly. And I'm a sincere believer that those kids are going to change the world because they really have the passion, they really have the hunger, they really have the fire in the belly. This new India will not just come from metros and places where you are entitled. This new India will certainly come from our tier 2, tier 3 towns and also villages. Let me also quickly sum up, quickly conclude by saying a couple of things. This is certainly, like Shankar was pointing out, this is our moment as Indians. Let the engines roar, let the ideas fly, let bold decisions turn into lasting actions. Together, we shall build the future of the automobile industry, especially the sustainable mobility industry. I would like to quickly conclude by saying, everyone who has achieved something in life, everyone who has achieved something big, once sat where you are sitting right now. In my own state of Telangana, there was a time when many doubted whether we would ever achieve statehood. Yet, here we are, 11 years later, standing tall as a role model to the nation across multiple sectors. But that is the power of self-belief, that is the power of resilience and vision. The younger generation today, all of you, are a remarkable bunch. You're more confident, you're well-informed, you're supremely decisive when it comes to taking decisions. So my message to you is very, very simple. Seek impact over income. You can make money, but to create an impact, societal impact, is more lasting, more worthy. So seek impact over income. Value authenticity over authority. Do something original. Be authentic. Don't be a copycat. So value authenticity over authority, and I'd say have hunger for speed and scale. Having hunger only for speed will not cut it. You'll also need to scale to be able to provide to a large demography like India. You may scroll endlessly, but you are sharp about what you are going to consume. You're more reasonable, you're more responsible, and you're more reactive than people give you credit for. And that is why I believe you are the generation that will drive India forward. In the recent F1 movie, how many of you have seen the F1 movie here? Only some. Okay, most of you have, but you're shy for it. The recent F1 movie, as Sonny Hayes says, which has truly caught my attention, hope is not a strategy. Create your own brakes. Hope is not a strategy. Create your own brakes. That line resonates far beyond the racetrack. Because whether it's motorsport, life, building a state, or building a nation, we cannot simply wait for luck. We must design our opportunities, we must execute with courage, and we must create our own brakes, because that is how future is built. I thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and I wish you all the very best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. That was truly enlightening and inspiring. Your words about the future of India and a promise to the new nation deeply resonated with each and every one of us. Your comparison of the life journey, the racetrack, and the F1 movie deeply resonated with each and every single one of us. Your message, don't wait for opportunities, rather create them, and the emphasis on the authenticity of a person was something called to action. Thank you once again, sir.
It is a privilege to present a token of gratitude to Sri K.T. Ramarao Garu in recognition of his invaluable contributions to public service, leadership in industry and technology, and his unwavering commitment to empowering youth and fostering innovation. May I now request Sri Shankar Vanavaraya to present the memento to our esteemed chief guest, Sri K.T. Ramarao Garu.
As we draw this inspiring and insightful event to a close, it is time to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all those who made this event attain its true glory. We are privileged to have with us Dr. Raghupati, Director, Strategic Planning and Review of Kumaraguru Institution, whose guidance and support has been instrumental in successfully organizing and today's program to convey the gratitude to all who made this event possible. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. Well, I just want you to visualize if nature takes a natural box, puts into it Telangana, biotechnology, business administration, about 7 years in US, Minister of Information Technology, Urban Development, Industries and Commerce. We have our chief guest, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, Member Legislative Assembly, Sisila, former Minister for IT Industries and Municipal Administration, Government of Telangana. We welcome you, sir, for this function. We are very happy to have here. At this juncture, this year marks a decade-long partnership between FMAE and Kumaraguru institutions, a collaboration that has empowered many innovators and driven the spirit of engineering excellence across the nation. Over the past 10 years, more than 10,000 students have participated, learned and transformed through these competitions and skill development programs, shaping themselves into the future leaders of the mobility industry. This 2025 edition brought together 4 thrilling formats: Go-Kart, Motor Student India, FFS India, BSBC, Bharat Solar Vehicle Challenge. These 4 formats are into this 2025 edition, with over 101 teams registered and 70 teams competing in the finals. We have witnessed a true celebration of engineering creativity, teamwork and technical brilliance. The FFS and solar vehicle teams showcase their innovations on the track, while the Go-Kart and Motor Student teams demonstrate their passion and precision here at our college grounds. Each team's dedication and perseverance truly exemplify the engineering aspect that FMAE stands for. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the distinguished jury members and technical evaluators from leading organizations Ola Electric, Ether Energy, Tata Motors, Matter, Jaguar Land Rover India, Denmark Technical University and many more for bringing real-world industry insights into this platform. Your mentorship and feedback have added immense value to the learning experience of every student here. Your work stands as a testament to the transformative power of experiential learning. A sincere word of thanks to our management, our faculty, organizing teams, volunteers and support staff from Kumaraguru Group of Institutions for their relentless efforts in making this grand event a success. To all our young engineers, innovators, you are the heart of this celebration. Your passion, creativity, perseverance drive the future of sustainable mobility. A special thanks to Mr. Aditya Rao for organizing this event for the 10th consecutive year. And as we celebrate this 10th year milestone, let us carry forward the spirit of innovation, collaboration and excellence to create a more sustainable and technologically advanced future for the automotive world. Thank you all once again for being part of this extraordinary journey. Drive safe, dream big, keep building the future. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for the warm words of gratitude. Let us now take a moment to relive the energy, the passion, and the unforgettable moments we shared today. Here we have a short AV, a glimpse of the day. FMAE 2025. Let us celebrate the innovation, creativity and vision that this event promises. Today, we set forth on a journey where true spirit of engineering, curiosity, courage and collaboration comes alive. Over the course of this event, you will witness ideas taking shape, projects showcasing ingenuity and knowledge transforming into action.
A heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Sri Kumaraguru, our distinguished guests, the organizing team and all participants. Thank you for joining us and being part of this inspiring launch. Let's embark on FMAE 2025 with enthusiasm, energy and a shared commitment to learning, creating and pushing the boundaries of engineering excellence. We wish each one of you all the very best and we officially declare FMAE 2025 open. Thank you and let's all rise for national anthem.